I want to share with you the most profound secret about the power of your inner conversation. A secret so transformative that once understood and applied will completely revolutionize your entire world. For your inner conversation, the words you speak to yourself moment by moment, is the key to all creation. Now I tell you with absolute authority, the words you speak to yourself are not mere thoughts floating through your mind. They are the very substance of reality, the living, breathing essence of creation itself. For did not the scripture say, in the beginning was the word? And is not that word still creating, still speaking, still manifesting through your very own inner conversation? You see, most of you go through life allowing your inner conversation to flow unconsciously, never realizing that these very words are molding and shaping your entire world. But tonight, I will share with you specific words, specific inner conversations that, when properly understood and persistently maintained, must produce outer conditions that correspond to their nature. Consider this eternal principle. Every word you speak to yourself carries within it a seed that must, by divine law, bloom into outer experience. When you truly grasp this, you will understand why some manifest instantly, while others remain stuck in endless cycles of wanting and waiting. Your inner conversation is not preparing you for something to happen. It is the happening itself. It is not leading you to a state. It is the state. For consciousness is the only reality, and the words you speak to your states are creating states of consciousness that must objectify themselves in your world. Now, let me share with you something so profound about the power of your inner words that it will transform your entire understanding of creation. When you speak to yourself throughout your day, you are literally having a conversation with God. For are you not told that the kingdom of heaven is within you? And is not that kingdom the very consciousness from which all creation springs? Listen carefully now. When you say to yourself, I am, you are invoking the very name of God. For did not he say to Moses, I am that I am? Therefore, every time you declare I am, you are speaking from that same creative center, that same divine consciousness that created all worlds. Your inner conversation is not merely positive thinking or affirmation. It is the very activity of God within you. When you say to yourself, I am wealthy, I am loved, I am healthy, you are not trying to convince yourself of something. You are declaring what is already true in consciousness, which must by eternal law externalize itself in your world. Now here is something crucial that few will understand, but that your soul will recognize as absolute truth. The words you speak to yourself must be spoken from the consciousness of fulfillment, not from the consciousness of wanting or needing. For the consciousness of want can only create more want, while the consciousness of having creates the experience of having. Consider this. Every time you speak to yourself from the consciousness of lack, saying things like I need, I want, I hope, you are actually affirming the absence of your desire. But when you speak to yourself from the consciousness of fulfillment, saying I am, I have, I experience, you are creating from the same consciousness that said, let there be light. When you wake in the morning, your very first inner conversation must be, I am blessed beyond measure. Feel the truth of these words, for they are not hopes or wishes, but statements of eternal fact in consciousness. Your next words to yourself must be, everything I touch prospers and succeeds. Again, feel the natural ease of these words, for they are spoken from the consciousness of one who knows their desires are already fulfilled. Throughout your day, maintain this inner conversation. I am surrounded by infinite abundance. Let these words saturate your consciousness until they become as natural as breathing. For remember, your inner conversation is not preparing the way for abundance. It is abundance itself in spiritual form. Now, here is a profound truth about self-talk that few will understand, but that will transform your entire experience. When you speak to yourself, you must speak from the end. What do I mean by this? Your inner conversation must be from the consciousness of already being what you desire to be, already having what you desire to have. Instead of saying to yourself, I am trying to be successful, say with complete conviction, I am successful in all that I do. Instead of telling yourself, I hope to find love, declare with absolute certainty, I am deeply and completely loved. For your inner conversation creates the consciousness from which all your experiences spring. Consider this eternal principle. Every word you speak to yourself is a covenant with creation. When you say to yourself, I am powerful, you are not describing what you see in the mirror of the world. You are commanding what must appear in that mirror. For consciousness is the only reality, and your inner conversation is creating states of consciousness. For every moment is pregnant with infinite possibility, waiting to be shaped by the words you speak to yourself. Begin each hour with these powerful words, I am the master of my destiny, and my destiny is magnificent. Feel the authority in these words, for they are spoken from the consciousness of one who knows they are God in expression. Follow this with everything is working together for my highest good. Let these words sink deep into your consciousness until they become your natural assumption. Now, here is something crucial about your inner conversation that most will never grasp. When doubt appears, and it will appear, you must immediately counter it with these words. I remember when I used to doubt, but now I know my good is assured. Do you see what this does? It places doubt in the past and certainty in the present. Throughout your day, maintain this inner dialogue. I am divinely guided and protected in all that I do. Feel the peace these words bring, for they are not mere affirmations, they are acknowledgments of what is eternally true in consciousness. When faced with any challenge, immediately speak these words to yourself. This too is working out perfectly for me. For remember, the outer world is nothing more than a shadow of your inner conversation. Change the conversation and you must change the shadow. Here is another powerful inner conversation to maintain. I am naturally attracted to success, and success is naturally attracted to me. Speak these words until they become your natural assumption about life, for what you naturally assume must manifest in your world. When you look at your current circumstances, regardless of what they show, maintain this inner dialogue. My life is consistently transforming into something more beautiful. Feel the truth of these words, for they are spoken from the consciousness that is God himself. For money is nothing more than a symbol of consciousness externalized, and your inner conversation about wealth determines your entire financial experience. Speak these words to yourself with complete conviction. Wealth flows to me naturally and effortlessly. Feel the ease of these words, for they are spoken from the consciousness of one who knows that abundance is their natural state. Follow this with every day. In every way, I am growing more prosperous. Here is a profound truth about financial consciousness that few understand. Your inner conversation about money must never be from the position of needing or wanting. Instead, maintain this dialogue. I am grateful for my ever-increasing wealth. Notice how this places you in the consciousness of already having, not desiring to have. Throughout your day, whenever you handle money or think about finances, speak these words to yourself. I am a magnet for money. Everything I touch turns to gold. Let these words saturate your consciousness until they become your natural assumption about life. When you see others experiencing prosperity, immediately speak these words. Everyone's good is my good, and my good is increasing daily. This maintains the consciousness of abundance while eliminating any sense of competition or lack. Here is another powerful inner conversation for financial mastery. Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. Feel the excitement and anticipation in these words, for they open your consciousness to infinite channels of supply. Now, regarding your career and business endeavors, maintain this inner dialogue. My income is constantly increasing. Speak these words not as a hope or wish, but as a present fact in consciousness. For remember, your inner conversation is creating the consciousness from which all your experiences spring. Let me now share with you the specific inner conversations that will transform your relationships and attract the perfect divine love into your life. For love, like all things, is a state of consciousness made manifest through your inner dialogue. Speak these words to yourself with absolute knowing. I am surrounded by perfect, harmonious relationships. Feel the naturalness of these words, for they are spoken from the consciousness of one who knows that love is their divine right. Follow this with I attract only loving, authentic connections into my life. Here is a profound truth about love consciousness that most never grasp. Your inner conversation about relationships must be from the state of being loved, not seeking love. Maintain this dialogue. I am deeply and completely loved for exactly who I am. This creates the consciousness that must attract perfect love into your experience. Throughout your day, speak these words to yourself. Every person I encounter reflects back to me the love that I am. Feel how this transforms every interaction, for it places you in the consciousness of being love itself, not merely seeking it. When dealing with any relationship challenge, immediately declare to yourself, all my relationships are healing, harmonizing, and aligning with perfect love. For remember, your inner conversation is not describing what is, it is commanding what must be. Here's another powerful inner dialogue for relationship mastery. I naturally try and maintain beautiful, fulfilling relationships. Let these words become your natural assumption about life, for what you naturally assume must manifest. Regarding your self-worth and self-love, maintain this conversation. I am worthy of the highest and best in all areas of life. Speak these words not as an affirmation, but as an acknowledgement of what is eternally true in consciousness. For your body is nothing more than your consciousness made visible, and your inner dialogue about health determines your entire physical experience. Speak these words to yourself with absolute authority. I am vibrantly healthy and eternally youthful. Feel the vitality in these words, for they are spoken from the consciousness of one who knows that perfect health is their natural state. Follow this with every cell in my body is infused with divine life and energy. Here is a profound truth about health consciousness that few will comprehend. Your inner conversation about your body must be from the state of prompt health, not healing or recovery. Maintain this dialogue. My body naturally knows how to maintain perfect balance and harmony. This creates the consciousness that must express as radiant health. Throughout your day, whenever you think about your body, speak these words. I am grateful for my strong, healthy, beautiful body. Let these words sink deep into your consciousness until they become your natural assumption about your physical form. When faced with any physical challenge, immediately declare to yourself, I remember when I used to experience this condition, but now I know perfect health. Notice how this places any discord in the past while establishing perfect health in the present. Here is another powerful inner conversation for physical mastery. My body is a temple of divine life, expressing perfect health in every moment. Feel the truth of these words, for they are spoken from the consciousness that is God Himself. Regarding your energy and vitality, maintain this dialogue. I am filled with boundless energy and endless vitality. Speak these words not as a desire, but as a present fact in consciousness. For your mind is the workshop of God, and your inner dialogue shapes the very fabric of your consciousness. Speak these words to yourself with complete conviction. I am one with infinite intelligence and wisdom. Feel the power of these words, for they are spoken from the consciousness of one who knows they are expressing divine mind. Follow this with my understanding deepens and expands with each passing moment. Here is a profound truth about mental mastery that most will never grasp. Your inner conversation about your mental abilities must be from the state of complete knowing, not learning or striving. Maintain this dialogue. All wisdom and knowledge are already within me, unfolding naturally. This establishes the consciousness of divine intelligence expressing through you. Throughout your day, speak these words to yourself. My mind is clear, focused, and perfectly aligned with divine purpose. Let these words become your natural assumption about your mental state, for what you naturally assume must externalize. When faced with any mental challenge or decision, immediately declare, divine wisdom guides every thought and decision I make. Feel the certainty in these words, for they acknowledge the presence of infinite intelligence working through you. Here's another powerful inner dialogue for spiritual unfoldment. I am constantly expanding in consciousness and awareness. Speak these words until they become your natural state of being, for consciousness is the only reality. Regarding your spiritual growth, maintain this conversation. I am one with the infinite source of all being. Let these words saturate your consciousness until they become more real than any outer appearance. For all creation begins in consciousness, and your inner dialogue shapes the very essence of your creative power. Speak these words to yourself with absolute knowing. I am an infinite source of divine creativity. Feel the truth of these words, for they are spoken from the consciousness of one who knows they are God in expression. Follow this with every idea I need comes to me easily and effortlessly. Here's a profound truth about creative consciousness that few understand. Your inner conversation about creativity must be from the state of being a creator, not becoming one. Maintain this dialogue. I am naturally expressing my divine gifts in perfect ways. This establishes the consciousness from which all creative expression must flow. Throughout your day, speak these words. Everything I touch is transformed by divine creativity. Let these words sink deep into your consciousness until they become your natural assumption about your creative abilities. When facing any creative block, immediately declare, I remember when I used to experience blocks, but now ideas flow freely through me. Notice how this places all limitation in the past, while establishing unlimited creativity in the present. Here's another powerful inner conversation for creative mastery. I am a channel for divine inspiration and expression. Feel the power of these words, for they acknowledge your oneness with the creative force of the universe. Regarding your unique gifts and talents, maintain this dialogue. My creative expression blesses and uplifts everyone it touches. Speak these words not as a hope, but as a present fact in consciousness. Divine timing is always working in my favor. Feel the peace these words bring, for they are spoken from the consciousness of one who knows that all things unfold perfectly. Follow this with everything is happening at exactly the right moment. Here is a profound truth about time consciousness that most never grasp. Your inner conversation about time must be from the state of perfect alignment, not rushing or waiting. Maintain this dialogue. I am always in the right place at the right time. This creates the consciousness that must manifest as perfect timing in all things. Throughout your day, speak these words. Time is my friend and works for my good. Let these words become your natural assumption about the nature of time and its relationship to your desires. When faced with any sense of urgency or delay, immediately declare, divine order governs my entire life. Feel how these words shift your consciousness from anxiety to certainty, for they acknowledge the perfect working of universal law. Here's another powerful inner conversation for mastery over time. Everything is unfolding in divine perfect order. Speak these words until they become your natural state of consciousness, for what you naturally assume must externalize. Regarding your goals and manifestations, maintain this dialogue. My good is already prepared for me and must manifest at the perfect time. Let these words saturate your consciousness until they become more real than any appearance of delay. Now let me share with you the specific inner conversations that will transform your sense of purpose and destiny. For your purpose is not something to be found. It is something to be recognized through your inner law with the divine. Speak these words to yourself with absolute conviction. I am fulfilling my divine purpose with grace and ease. Feel the power of these words, for they are spoken from the consciousness of one who knows their destiny is assured. Follow this with every step I take leads me to greater expression of my divine purpose. Here is a profound truth about purpose consciousness that few will comprehend. Your inner conversation about your life's purpose must be from the state of already living it, not searching for it. Maintain this dialogue. I am divinely guided and inspired in all that I do. This establishes the consciousness from which your purpose naturally unfolds. Throughout your day, speak these words. My life is a perfect expression of divine purpose. Let these words become your natural assumption about your existence, for what you naturally assume must manifest. When doubt about your path appears, immediately declare, remember when I used to question my purpose, but now I walk in complete certainty. Notice how this places all uncertainty in the past while establishing perfect knowing in the present. Here's another powerful inner conversation for purpose mastery. Everything I do contributes to the greater good of all. Feel the truth of these words, for they acknowledge your role in the divine plan. Regarding your life's mission, maintain this dialogue. I am perfectly positioned to fulfill my highest calling. Speak these words not as a future possibility, but as a present fact in consciousness. Let me bring all these eternal principles to their ultimate culmination. For what I have shared with you tonight is not merely a collection of statements, but the very science of conscious creation. Remember, every single word you speak to yourself is either accepting or rejecting your good. Therefore, maintain this powerful inner conversation as your final divine declaration. I am the perfection of being, expressing in all ways. Let these words be your constant companion, for they acknowledge your true nature as God in expression. When you lay your head upon your pillow each night, speak these final words to yourself. I sleep in the consciousness of divine fulfillment, knowing that as I sleep, all things are working together for my good. Feel the peace these words bring, for they establish the consciousness from which your dreams must spring forth into reality. And as you rise each morning, let your first inner conversation be, "This is a divine day, and I live it from the consciousness of complete fulfillment." For remember, you are not working towards fulfillment, you are working from fulfillment. Now take all that I have shared with you tonight and make it your own. Let these inner conversations become as natural to you as breathing. For when you change your inner conversation, you change your world. Your words to yourself are not mere thoughts floating through consciousness. They are the very substance from which your reality is molded. Remember this eternal truth. The world is yourself pushed out. Therefore, watch your inner conversation with the same care with which an artist selects their colors. For you are painting the canvas of your life with every word you speak to yourself. I tell you with absolute authority, if you maintain these inner conversations faithfully, your whole vast world must reshape itself in harmony with your words. For this is the law, and the law is absolute. Now go forth and practice what I have given you tonight. Speak these words to self daily and watch everything shift. For you are not calling forth something that does not exist. You are simply awakening to what eternally is. You are God's perfect creation, expressing in all ways, and your inner conversation is the tool through which you claim your divine inheritance. The end has been reached, for you now possess the key to all creation, your inner conversation. Use it wisely, use it lovingly, and watch your world transform before your very eyes. For this is the promise, and the promise is sure.